Start. Mr. Speaker, there were many views expressed on this bill. Some honorable members said that there should not be an increase in the bus fares. There were also others who said that there should not be an increase in taxation. There were others who said that these taxation measures were unnecessary. At the same time, there were others who said that there should be retrenchment. I would like to point out that these are matters which can be raised in the budget discussion. But so far as the present bills are concerned, I must say that there was difference of opinion among the members. I must say that some members of the select committee did not want certain articles to be taxed. There were others who said that this taxation would affect the bus owners. I may tell you that we have no correct statistics on this matter, but at the same time, it is not as if we have no statistics at all. Our economic advisor dealt with the whole question some time ago, and he has given us some data. On the basis of the information given by him, we prepared these amendments. So far as statistics are concerned, I may say that it has been agreed that in future there must be a paper wherein the necessary particulars may be entered at the end of the day, and it may be sent to the district transport officer. So we are trying to see that we get regular statistics from these operators. I may inform the House that the present taxation was introduced as a result of abolition of tolls. It will be remembered that at that time there was depression all over the world, and this tax was imposed on motor vehicles at that time. Many things have happened since then. There were many taxation measures from time to time, and it was necessary for us to examine whether the motor vehicles in this state could bear more taxation. There was no change in taxation for a long time. Now we think that it is necessary to increase the tax, and we are doing it. There is a feeling in some quarters that it will affect the bus owners very much. I may assure the House that if the operators make out a case that it will affect them very much, I will be only ready for a reduction in tax. In the same way, if they make out a case that the fare they are going to charge is not sufficient to meet the maintenance charges, we may have to raise the tax further. All these matters can be examined in due course. At the same time, we want the public transport to provide all facilities to our rural people. An honorable member raised the question of national wastage of buses. I would like to say that I have consulted the Transport Advisory Council as to how we can prevent this. If the vehicles are idle, it is a great loss to the nation as a whole. So it is necessary to see that there is no wastage of motor vehicles. We do not want vehicles to be idle. In many districts, there are people with permits but without vehicles. In the same way, there are people who have vehicles but have no permits. This kind of thing should not be there. With regard to the temporary permits, also, there seems to be some confusion in the matter. People are not able to invest their money in the transport business because they do not know what the future policy of the government will be. They are given temporary permits for 1 year. I am taking up that matter also in order to restore the 3-year permit rule. If there is nationalization, we can give them 6 months notice. It will create confidence in their minds, and they will try to keep their vehicles in good order and also try to get new vehicles. With regard to spare buses, the point was raised by an honorable member. It was considered by the select committee. I would like to point out that at present there is no mention of spare buses in the Motor Vehicles Act. We shall go into the question and see that a spare bus is not taxed in any way. I shall examine it. There is no doubt that the municipal lorries of the Conservancy Department must be exempted from additional taxation.